Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back to OliveOllichat. Yeah, today I'm going to talk about a sensitive topic. It's a very heartbreaking topic. It's very sad. It's very, I don't know. It's very unbelievable. It's very shocking. It's very, I don't know. There's no words to put into it. There is no. Oh, it's just like unbelievable. So, guys, I think you all know about this story that's going viral, that's going everywhere, like on a social media. I think like three out of five, three out of five posts. It's about this story about Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant is deaf. His unexpected death. Like you guys, like this is just like a very shocking to so many people, like all over the world. People are really crying, are very like heartbroken. Like he was a very famous basketball player. He was a legend in the basket sport. Not even just in basketball, but he was able to be known all over the world, all over USA, as this like a good human being, as this this great person who are great in basketball, in his talent, but also not just in basketball, who are a person who are a good father, a good husband, a good friend, who is a philanthropist, trying to help people, a person that people like, not a younger kids of not any of these days, like he grew up looking up to, a person that everybody aspired to be. He was this, everybody is talking about how great, everybody who knows him is talking about how great he is, like how great he was. And it's just hard to think about how the world just lost an incredible person like that. It's sad. Like, I feel like if I can feel so much pain and feel heartbroken over somebody that I never met, over somebody that I don't know, somebody that I'm not even like a sport fan. Like, I do watch a sport here and there because of my family or my friends, but I'm not into sports like that. Would I be like, I have to watch every game that comes up, but the good thing is that even though I'm not into sport, but I managed to know those like celebrity athletes. Like, I managed to I get to pretty much, I know that of like athletes, like this big name, all of those big names, including Kobe Bryant. I know him, that he was like this like a athlete celebrity, like that. He's huge. His name, like, even his name was huge. He was known everywhere, even in the people who are not sports fan, or who follow sports and stuff like that. That's how big he was. Like, he was known everywhere, or corner, or people who do different kind of stuff, like in all over the world. So I feel like if I can feel heartbroken like this over somebody that I don't know, that was into sport like that, I can't imagine the people who watch the sport, who knows him, and how he impacted like the sports world. Like, what about his family though? Like his family, his friends, like his wife, his children. Like, I cannot imagine what his wife is going through, having to lose his husband, and in the top of it lose his child. Like, that is one point of losing somebody, but losing your husband and on the top of your children, that's crazy. Like, that's crazy. Like, how do you even think? Like, how do you even like it? Like, I don't even know what to say. I'm not gonna, like, how do you put that into words? How does that make sense? And there's one point of losing somebody, but losing somebody unexpected like something like as an emergency like that. Something just happened out of the blue, and lose them with airplane crash. You guys, like, imagine it. Like, imagine, like, airplane crash. Like, how that terrible. Like, I cannot believe what those people were in those airplane. Those last second, like, how I cannot believe how terrified they were. They were in those last seconds when they noticed that something's happening, something wrong is happening. I cannot breathe, like, how terrified they were. There's one, dying is one thing, but dying with airplane crash, that's worse. Like, I will not wish it this to anyone. Like, like, imagine, like, I cannot believe, like, so I'm just, like, my heart goes out to their family members. My heart goes up to this woman who is mourning over his husband and the kids. Like, like they say it was 90 people in the airplane. Kobe and his daughter who was 13, and his friends, like one family that had there were three members in it, like a husband and wife and a daughter, their daughter, and there was another family in there which was a mom and daughter, and there was another woman there who was a coach, and of course the pilot, and they all perished, and like all of this, like a family who died in the airplane, like left their family members behind. Like Kobe just left a wife and the three children, one who was 17, 3 years old, and 7 months. And this one family who husband, wife, and kid died. They just left like two kids, a 16-year-old and a 16-year-old the girl, and a 29-year-old the boy. And this one wife was in there, and they just left behind the husband and the small children. And this other wife just left his husband and the siblings like that. And I don't know if the pilot didn't talk so much about the pilot's family, but I think he has a family too. So imagine all those like 100 families related to them who are crying and now are in this sadness, over their family. And imagine this, people around the world, because of, Kobe Bryant was a very famous man and he was known everywhere, now, like, or not just his family or their family, like everybody around the world that just like are just talking about this tragedy, are just talking about how this is not fair, how like no one really expected it. He was a very handsome man, very strong, very accomplished, rich, was doing so much, like, he was just like, trying to venture into after his basketball, like to venture into different business after his basketball career. And he was just, people were saying like he was just started, like he had so much plans, so many things that he wants to accomplish, and he was very determined and hard working. He was working like he never worked before, and of course, guys, like people die every day. People die every day around the world. But having to lose someone who was like famous, who's known everywhere, this becomes like a huge story, and this affected so many people, and affected so many people around the world. The people who look up to him, kids who want to be like him. A lot of basketball players who are inspired, who are basketball players right now because they were inspired by him, And it's so funny how like everybody's talking so good about him, like how he was a good friend, a good, like, like it just like it makes you feel like what does it matter in, like what matters in life, and to just like live in the moment, like to cherish every moment that you are around in the world, and to not take things for granted, and to really show your loved ones that you love them every day, and to not worry about nonsense or things that don't matter in your life, like like get into like worrying about like, oh, people hate me or this and this, like, and start really worry about things that really don't even bring you joy, instead of just living the moment or appreciate the things that matters at the moment, because nobody knows tomorrow, nobody knows what can happen tomorrow. People say like the only moment we have, it's now, so let's stop really sometimes worrying about nonsense things that don't really matters, because this is just shows that life it's fragile. Life it's uncertain. You never know what can happen. You plan one thing and God plans another thing. That's why people say like God is in control of our life. God is in control about what happened to us. That's why they say like before you born, your life on the planet, it's leaning in somewhere in the book. If God knows what's gonna happen to us in our life, for our life here, in the June of our life here in the world, like people were just saying how like he was a very proud dad, as much as he wanted to have a boy, but he was like, what, like I'm happy to being a girl's dad. Like I'm happy to, people ask him like, you need to have a boy so you can have somebody to take on your legacy. And he was like, like my daughter, my daughter will take on my legacy, like he was so proud about his daughters. And he was so, and I feel like he mostly had a special relationship with the girl, the 13-year-old or whatever, Gigi, who died with him. It looks like they had this very tight relationship. They were like, he was kind of like, I feel like a daddy's little girl. Like he was the one who wanted to take on his daddy's legacy, and his dad was supporting him, through all of that. He like he was so happy how he has somebody who wants to be, he has a daughter who wants to be like him. And he, is the way that he was saying like, he has this oldest daughter who was so laid back, so quiet. He had this second child, which is Gigi, who died with him, and he's very sharp, very high energy, and she was like, oh, this one this one is not here for, is not, this one is going to I don't know, to pretty much is not gonna make it easy, it's like, and now look at what happened. And he died while he was going to his daddy's game, and where he was gonna be whatever, coaching and stuff. It's just so funny, like how, like they say in the morning he wake up and they went to church, in the Catholic church, and then they take on to his daddy's basketball game, and that's when they plane crashing their way going there. So people are saying like they don't know what exactly caused the airplane crash. People are saying like, whatever, during those times when they were flying, it was very foggy in California, but that's not really, the weather is not what caused it. There's something mystery behind that caused the crash, in which they don't know why. And I heard some people complaining, saying like helicopters are not as safe as the regular airplanes or whatever, big airplanes, because they don't have like whatever safety, good safety sensors or good safety measures. Like in the big airplanes, they have something called a black box, which records every event that is happening in airplane. And when even the crash, the airplane crashes, it records how everything happens and stuff. And then the factor who makes planes are able to learn about what happens and how they can correct the mistakes, and make it the airplanes much safer. But in the helicopter, it does not have that. It doesn't have the black box that can record the activities that is happening, and then when so they can go and they check it, be like, this is what happened, and that's how we can upgrade the safety sensors, and upgrade the helicopter, to be more safe to for people and stuff. So a lot of people right now are kind of like starting to speak about it, saying like they need to to upgrade those helicopters' safety and stuff like that, to so people can, so we don't have to lose like great people like this over something like that. So we're able to save people's life, and especially people like great people who want to change the world, who want to do great things in the world, the people who inspire the world, like Kobe Bryant and every other life, because every life matters. It's just so sad. It is just so sad that his life just cut short, because at 41, that's very young. That's very young. Like, yeah, and so very young. That, and another thing that is so sad is that he's not gonna be able to see his daughters, and especially like he's not gonna be able to see his daughters, whatever Gigi, which she died too, like take on his legacy. Like, I feel like if he had died and maybe his daughter left, so maybe his daughter can continue his legacy as his wishes, then that would be better. But she died with him. It's like, oh my gosh, you guys, this is very heartbreaking. Like, there's one thing of dying, but dying, I'm telling you, like dying in the airport, like that's the worst way to die. For real, that's the worst way to die. Like, my heart goes on to these families. My heart goes on to these families, because this is crazy. This has affected so many people around the world, because of this was a well-known person. Like, he was a famous, known everywhere, and knowing for being a great person, a great father, a great husband, a great friend, a great basket player of all time, and somebody who was very hardworking, somebody who. So guys, yeah, this is sad. I've been watching that videos about him, watching like his friends, his cross basket player friends, talking about him and how everybody's heartbroken and how everybody can't finish talking without crying, and hearing great stories about him. It just makes you cry. Like, your tears just started coming down and be like, I don't even know why I'm crying, because there is so much stories about him, like people talking about him, how great he was, how he inspired like so many kids, a lot of prayers and stuff, how he impacted the sports world, and how he was just actually getting started to make it to bring a lot of things and help a lot of homeless community and so many peoples and stuff like that, and how he was proud about his and all these families that was impacted, families that were very close from Kobe Bryant, how they were his close friends, and they were always enjoy that when having a gliding helicopter with him and stuff, and it just like it just makes you feel like, what, life, like I said, life is fragile, life is uncertain, you never know what can happen. We pray this and God prays and other stuff. Just, live in the moment. Don't stress about things that don't really matter. Love your family. Show your people that you love you love them every day, because that's, they say now is the only moment with God, and that's true. If somebody so great like Kobe Bryant, so handsome, so tall, so accomplished, so strong, so so caring, can just die like that, and out of in the brink of the eye, unexpectedly, and left the whole world in a shock like this. Like, who are you that we're not gonna die someday? Who are you that can happen to us? So who are we? So that shows you that death is real. It's real, and death doesn't see color, money, talent, beauty. It's death is it's what is it? It's evil. It is for real. So guys, like, yeah, live in the moment. Stop stressing about things you don't have. Stop stressing about things don't matter. Come to what matters, okay? For real. This is a lesson to sometimes, like, as a hard working people and people who just work, sometimes to slow down and sit down and reflect and live in the moment, appreciate how God is still, still has his arms around you, and how you still alive, you still around him in this planet, Yeah, because what can happen, no, nobody knows, because while you are here still breathing, there is so many people who just passed on right now, so why can't you appreciate it and be thankful for that? Because life is a precious gift. Life is amazing, you know and we live in the world that is so beautiful, that is so amazing, that is so much beautiful things, but at the same time, like, we live in the world that has so many temptations, so many problems, so many um like, highs and lows, so many, evilness, so many crazy things, and it's just to pray that God to protect us while in the, in whatever time we're gonna, be here and stuff like that, so yeah. So guys, other than that, for your pray for Kobe Bryant, his wife and kids, for his family, for his friends, pray for or other person who died wrong with him, and pray for their families, pray for the orphanage that left behind, the widows that left behind, pray for all the heartbroken people right now over these families. The world just lost legends, words, so many beautiful souls, like, just pray for them, because as much as sometimes that we don't feel things as we will feel it, because these people are not directly related for them. Just put yourself in these people's shoes who just lost their loved ones. This is crazy. I don't even know how you put into words. I don't even know how you make it sense, so put yourself in their shoes, and pray about them, but I see how, like, the social media, and that the people that are fans around the world, that people around the world are really affected by, and they are praying for them, and they really, yeah, for real. So yeah, my condolences goes to all their loved ones, or those people who left behind, and may God, give them strength to stay strong, to keep going, even though I don't know if this is something you get over it. I don't know how you get over something like this, but may God, like, put his arms around them, for real.